Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2021 in a red hot football card market because with the arrival of the new year came government stimulus checks and the NFL playoffs. The 2020 season finished as the highest scoring season in NFL history by over 700 points higher than the closest one, which was 2013. And if you're a fan of the game like I am, and if your fantasy season is over like mine is, then this video is perfect for you because by the end, you'll know how I'm planning to double, possibly even triple my stimulus check by investing in flipping football cards and having a blast at the same time. This is going to be fully transparent. I'm going to show you my recent sales and purchases. Welcome back to the quest. My name is Andy, and in case you've been living under a rock or on a long hiatus, the football card market is red hot right now, just like it was at the beginning of the season. And with modern platforms like StarStock, you can buy low and sell high in a matter of seconds with half the fees of eBay and without ever having to step foot in a post office once. And we've got an action-packed playoff schedule ahead of us, starting with Super Wildcard Weekend kicking off in just 3 days. So let's dig in. Here's what we learned from week 17 of the NFL that is important when deciding which players' rookie cards to invest in. The Browns are in the playoffs for the first time since 2002 with the win over the Mason Rudolph-led Pittsburgh Steelers. You can imagine how hyped Browns fans were after the win. Shout out to Les Alex getting his victory dance on here. Sunday was an incredible day of sales for me on StarStock, including this Baker Mayfield Optic StarStock A for $45. Card I paid just $30 for before Christmas. And if you look at the sales history chart of his base base Donruss, which I love to use as a standard to find movement trends because it will almost always have the most sales volume of transactions. And you can see the best time to have bought Baker rookie cards was back in early December. Now, the Browns will face off against the Steelers again this coming Sunday night in the wild card round without their head coach, Stefanski, who just popped positive for COVID, which brings me to a very important point. Prices on the StarStock A's have been spiking on Baker and Chubb since the win. So I am selling most of them now, taking profits on the hype before the game Sunday night. And I recommend you do the same thing. Otherwise, I fully expect to hold on to my Browns players rookie cards until September. However, look at this comparison I put together for you guys. You can see there are still what I believe to be good opportunities on graded cards and his select rookie cards. And speaking of select, I think it's important to point out some big social media influencers, i.e. the Comeback Card Investor and Sports Card Investor, have been talking about investing a lot of money in select and how it will take over Prism. To be honest, I'm not sure that it will take over Prism, but it's important we keep our eyes and ears open to content like this because I personally do agree with them and I love the look of Select as well, especially this phenomenon and the Select field level, and with the Select having clearly lower print runs because it's hobby only, i.e. meaning it's not sold in Walmart or Targets, the Select should pick up major steam across the board this year. And I don't see any reason why Select prices should be lower than Prism and Optic. So if you see price variances like this on Select when doing your research, I encourage you to grab them. At least that's what I'm doing whenever I see these kinds of things. So going back to what we learned from week 17, Buffalo decided to roll out their big dog, Josh Allen, despite the Dolphins clearly giving 100% in this game. They had no Fitz magic. Not sure if it would have helped, but they lost and they're out of the playoffs. On the other hand, the Colts smashed the Jacksonville Jaguars in a game where Jonathan Taylor had a franchise record 253 rushing yards, and as a result, I sold a bushel of Mosaic A's on Sunday for roughly 2.5 times what I purchased them for in early December. I expect these to keep climbing as they square off against Buffalo Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern with a Vegas predicted 51.5 over-under, the second highest point total on the slate, and I will keep selling these Jonathan Taylors on the hype. A couple 2020 wide receivers on both sides that I feel you can still buy low right now because they haven't had a proper breakout explosion game are Michael Pittman Jr. on Indianapolis and Gabriel Davis on Buffalo, both of which are good players, but not clear alphas on their teams. T.Y. Hilton's still holding that position strong in Indy, and Stephon Diggs, clearly he's the reception and receiving yard leader for the entire NFL over the course of the season. But Gabriel Davis had another nice touchdown grab Sunday, and with Buffalo most likely forcing a shootout scenario in this game, Phillip Rivers could be forced to look Pittman's way as well. He's the big body wide out there, and he's on the field in all of their 3 and 4 wide receiver sets. It's also important to note Josh Allen rookie cards are at all-time career highs as he has played lights out coming down the stretch here. So now is a fantastic time. You can take incredible profits if you have any that you bought from before the season or early on in the season. Now, my absolute favorite matchup this coming weekend, which should be no surprise to you, is of course my Bucks will square off in a favorable matchup against the Washington football team, who's not even sure if they're going to have Alex Smith available after we just smashed the Falcons in our season finale. I was, however, very concerned when I saw Mike Evans hyperextend his knee early on in the game to grab a sure touchdown. But thank God the MRI came back negative, no structural damage, so he is being treated day to day right now, which is very good. And by nature, I'm a positive person. So as I was watching the game, I immediately turned my attention to Chris Godwin. Obviously, Antonio Brown and Gronk are both studs and already borderline Hall of Famers, so I consider them more blue chip type stocks, i.e. Google, Amazon, but they are also over the age apex for production. So I love the connection that Chris Godwin has formed with Tom Brady coming down the stretch here. So I went pretty heavy into a bunch of his rookie cards, slabs included, guys. I can't wait to share with you in an upcoming mail day. They're still way underpriced compared to week 1, and his contract is up this year. So even if I don't flip them here in the playoffs, he could very well get a big new contract with us or sign with a big market team. Both scenarios I feel would propel his rookie cards up big time, as he's proven to be an elite wide receiver. Also important to mention for the Bucks, glad to see we have Ronald Jones back on the field. He's young, powerful, downhill runner, and there's very good prices on his Select and Optic rookie cards compared to his Prism. Looking at StarStock specifically, I'm just overall excited about all of these Bucks players for obvious reasons. So up until this point in the video, I've been focusing on buying and selling rookie cards, specifically on StarStock, because of the ease and flexibility and the fact I never have to step foot in a post office to flip cards. However, a huge component of my overall card investing and flipping strategy relies heavily on platforms like eBay and Beckett Marketplace. But regardless of where I'm buying my cards from, where they're originating from, I'm using StarStock for their sales history chart to get my market intel on how prices are moving for specific players, whether or not the market has responded to a specific player's rookie card, and I use it as a tool to see what the peak prices were for a player compared to right now. Then going to eBay and going to Beckett Marketplace and looking for glaring deals on cards that I can send into StarStock and sell on their platform, because at the end of the day, I do want to sell everything on StarStock. Obvious major reasons being their incredibly low fee structure right now, and just the fact they take a ton of the hassle away from me having to run up to the post office every time I sell a card. And using this strategy, guys, I want to show you some of my recent sales on StarStock. A couple base 2009 tops, Matt Stafford's bought on Beckett back in September for $4 each, sold for $10 and $12.50. A Dalvin Cook Chef Select I paid $7.50 for on 11/20, sold for $12.99. A Breeze StarStock B I paid $30 for on eBay back in July, sold for $60. A 2014 Silver Prism Logan Thomas, tight end for Washington. He started out in the league as a QB, bought these off of Beckett for very cheap. I want to say the silver was like $2 and the team logo was like $4, sold for $10 and $20 on Sunday. Then you see all the Jonathan Taylor sales from Sunday, all bought off of StarStock and Flip. A couple more small sales from the base Donruss, LaVisca, and Dobbins. Not sure why I sold the LaVisca at that price. You know, sometimes I list cards inappropriately. I've got almost 1,000 cards in the system. Then I sold this 2014 Topps Chrome Devontae for $20, bought for $10 back at the end of November. And if we go to my listings tab, you can see I've got quite a few listings with offers close to my price that I could easily accept right now for profit if I wanted to. But I really would like to submit some of these StarStock A's to PSA through StarStock's new PSA submission program, so I haven't accepted any of these offers yet. When you take a look at my recent purchases on StarStock, you can see the rare StarStock B Hertz. I just thought with the rarity and how good this guy is, especially going into next year, someone accepted my $10 offer. I'll take it. Dobbins is playoff ready. He should continue to trend upward. Scored again this past week. They've got the highest Vegas over-under for the weekend coming up against the Tennessee Titans. I feel his Mosaic Age should be in that $15 range using Jonathan Taylor as my comparable there. Now, wait a minute. You notice DJ Chark, he isn't in the playoffs, but he does have the NFL 2021 draft coming up in April, and his team will have the #1 overall pick. And Trevor Lawrence has announced his intentions to enter the draft. So I have no doubt all of Jacksonville's offensive weapons, my favorites being Laviska Shenault and DJ Chark, will see a big bump in their rookie card prices on draft week. A couple matchups we haven't talked about yet but that I'm very excited about: the Rams at the Seahawks. Seahawks being the favorites here, but it should be a close matchup. And Sean McVay has come out and announced that he will not announce who the starter will be in this game. Goff has been nursing a thumb injury and expected to be cold and rainy in Seattle this weekend. Looking at the other guys, though, I believe there's still some opportunity with DK Metcalf selects. And of course, there's opportunities across the board to buy low on Tyler Lockett. Definitely buy low opportunities on the other side with Cooper Kupp, especially, and Robert Woods rookie cards. The Bears will be at the Saints on Sunday at 4:40 in a huge game. Which version of Trubisky will Bears fans get? Which version of Drew Brees will Saints fans get? I don't really know, but I feel like this matchup could go either way here. And one thing is certain, though, Trubisky rookie cards are severely buy low opportunities right now. And I've certainly bought a few on StarStock because they're just so doggone cheap, guys. And even if they lose this weekend, he comes with a lot of draft capital. His contract is up after this year. The Bears are locked into Nick Foles through 2022. Who do you think will pick up Trubisky? Well, the Patriots have a huge question mark over their QB position after this year's lackluster performance by Cam Newton. Shout out to Brad Nolan, my boy, diehard Bears fan. He's convinced Mitch will be picked up by the Patriots. And if he does, you better believe his rookie cards will explode in value. Don't forget to do some research on your favorite Kansas City and Green Bay players while they're sitting out this week, sipping pina coladas, resting up with their first round buys. I'm sure you won't find any deals on Mahomes or Rodgers rookie cards. Probably not too much on Tyreek Hill or Devontae Adams either, but use the strategy I've outlined for you guys in this video to do some digging, and you never know what kind of gems you could dig up. I've got to run and go check the mailbox so I can record opening some mail for you guys. I've got some mail sitting over here. I've made a ton of eBay purchases over the weekend and early this week that I'm very excited to share with you guys. So I hope to see you guys all in that next video. Peace. A chef select.